Stourbridge community, and today we're coming from Ashfield Social Care Farm and Gardens. And I want to tell you a little bit about what we do here at the Gardens today. And I'm also being joined today by our horticultural lead, Emma. Hi. So, and Emma's going to answer some questions a bit later on about plants and vegetables and anything garden related. And we've also got our animal care lead as well, Keith, who is with the animals. He's down with them at the minute. But if anybody's got any specific questions, then we might be able to go and find him as well for him to come and answer some questions too. So the main thing is we've got a little bit of a quiz at the end. So it's a true or false quiz, and it's all going to be to do with this presentation. So it's all about listening and hearing. And hopefully this is going to be the first of our sessions that's coming from the Gardens. We've never done one from Ashfield before, but we hope over the next couple of weeks that we'll be able to take you on a guided tour all around the garden, come and meet our animals, see what we're doing and what we're growing, what we're making, what we're selling in our shop. So yeah, welcome everybody to Ashfield Social Care Farm and Gardens. So without further ado, let's get on with our PowerPoint presentation. So Phil, if you can press the slides for us. So this is our part of our gardens. This is one of our young ladies that we support. You can see here, it's just like loving one of our goats. All of our animals are so special to us. We give them a lot of love and they give that back to us in return. So this is just the opening. So if we can move on, Phil. So where we are and what we do. Well, we're part of the Camp Hill Village Trust Stourbridge community. I know some of you have been to our community before, others of you haven't, but let's hope you can get to us in the future. And we are a social care farm. We're the only care farm that's registered in the West Midlands. Also as well, we are based in between Stourbridge and Kidderminster. So we're just outside of Stourbridge town. Stourbridge is a bit of a small town, but we're just outside it in more of a rural community area. The garden is actually 5 acres in size, so we're quite a big garden here. And we're very lucky that we've got an area of organic farm. We've got vegetable allotments with polytunnels, a raised bed. We've got a large orchard and big paddocks as well where all of our animals live. And we are actually making new areas for our animals at the moment as well, because as our animals have got bigger, we have them all when they were babies, but as they're all growing, we now need a bit extra space for them. So that's what we've been doing the last few months, is creating new paddock areas for those as well. And we're also very lucky to have a small woodland as well, so we're very lucky to have that. And we're hoping in the future that that's going to be used for like a forest type school where we can do outside cooking. We've got lots of things planned for like outdoor crafts there as well. So if we move on now, Phil. So the idea of our social care farm, we provide land-based opportunities in horticulture, agriculture, animal care, and also things like craft, cooking, woodwork and wildlife conservation as well. We're very lucky to have all this space where we can get out and about and really get our hands, in the dirt, and really connect with the nature that's around us. And it's wonderful to see how that changes as well throughout the course of the year. And just seeing all the seasons change, but the garden never looks quite the same at any 2 times of the year. And our aim here at the garden is to empower and to support people to lead that life of opportunity that we talk about very much, again, through nature and by providing these land-based activities as well. So, do you have anything further to say about that, Em?
Yeah, just that over the last 12 months, the garden's changed quite a lot. As Jenny said, we had a change with the paddocks for the animals. The land in the garden's changed quite a lot as well. I only started in post in March last year, just before lockdown, but I've been fortunate enough to continue working here and develop and change the way we're going to grow things. So we're going to grow for our animals this year as well. So I'll be growing things like lettuce, carrots, and other vegetables that they can eat. And also introduce some raised beds outside, because the garden here is just one flat area, and it is on a kind of a slope as well. So it's going to bring together some plans and ideas to incorporate all the new things we want to do here, to add more interest for wildlife as well, and encourage some new animals, hopefully. Adding some hedges, things like that, because across the nation we're losing our hedges and birds and other animals are losing their homes. So over the next 12 months, I think with Jen, it's going to change a lot, and it's all very exciting.
We've also been doing quite a lot of things, as well as like creating extra paddocks. We've built like new pathways in the garden to make it a lot more accessible for people as well, and that's something we wish to continue this year as well, so we can just get a lot more people on site, hopefully, once we can get people back here. So what else have we got in our garden if we move on, Phil? So as well as having all this land and the raised beds and allotments, we're also really lucky as well that we've got, say, a large polytunnel and raised beds. We've got the orchard, but we've also got things like a heated barn and a wood workshop. We're lucky to have a really nice kitchen, and also a roundhouse as well. So the roundhouse we built ourselves a couple of years ago, which we're currently using to grow flowers in, to start them off, to do seed sowing on rainy days. But also we want to try and change that as well into a bit of an outdoor learning classroom as well, where we can carry on into the future to give outdoor classes. I'm quite keen as well to start and grow some, and I know Emma is as well, to grow flowers out there that we can use for natural dyeing. And it would be maybe nice to use the roundhouse as a classroom where we can use these things to make felt and things out of as well. I know a lot of your communities already make felt, and it's something we'd really like to do here in Stourbridge too. We've also got a pottery workshop as well. So that's one of our day opportunity placements where people can come and join in with pottery classes. And we've also got, in the same room, we're also using that as a craft studio as well. It's a little bit cold in there at the moment, hence why the people that are here making crafts today are in our tea room instead. But again, it's a lovely room. We've got lots of things going to be going on in there, so we're quite looking forward to that. So we've got lots and lots of plans for this next year ahead, which we'll talk a little bit more about towards the end of the video. Okay, so a little bit about who we have at the garden. So do you want to do the next clip, Phil? So there's me eating some food. As you know, like I think you've seen me on quite a few of these Zooms before doing cooking classes in the past. So you all know I like some food, but I also love gardening and growing things as well. So some of you will know my old role in Camp Hill Village Trust as the co-production lead. As of last October, I became the new manager of the garden, which I'm really excited about, because hopefully I can use some of those co-production skills to really get this garden thriving and to bring lots of new activities, and hopefully people from all of the other Camp Hills can come and join us with what we're doing here. So I'm the new manager of the garden, but I also teach a little bit of craft. I teach a bit of cookery here, and I'm quite keen to get this willow work up and going and running, and also the weaving and the natural dyeing as well. As I said, we've got Keith Williamson, who some of you will know because I've been coming to the forums as well. So Keith is our animal care lead here. He also teaches eurythmy and cooking as well at the gardens too. And also we've also got our horticultural lead Emma here as well, that also does a little bit of craft as well, and we found out she's got a real skill for the cooking as well. So she's really been spoiling us with all shortbread treats and Christmassy treats all over Christmas. So I think between us we have got some really great skills. We've got a lot of enthusiasm and we've got a lot of ideas, and we're very excited about what the future might bring for us. But as well as this, we have also got a very dedicated team of volunteers. So we have a mixture of both men and women, younger, older. We're open to accepting volunteers, and we really love the help that they give to us. They come to the garden with always with a smile. Nobody comes here down or fed up, or if we do, we try and cheer people up and get morale going. And our volunteers will come in rain, snow, all weathers, and are just wonderful for us here at the garden. We're also very, very lucky with the people that we support within the garden. Not only do we support people from the Camphill Village Trust in Stourbridge, but we also work with people from the wider area as well. So that might be from the Dudley Borough. We have some people come from Kidderminster or Worcestershire Council as well. So absolutely wonderful. We can't thank the people, the volunteers, my staff, my team here, and the people we support enough, really. Because of this, I actually nominated our garden and animal care team this year for the work that they've done on the garden and for the work to do with the environment and increasing people's knowledge of the environment. So we were very lucky this year that we actually won at the Camphill Village Trust 65th birthday awards. This has made us very, very proud, and I hope it's set the precedence now to carry on into the future and enter a few more awards. I'm very keen this year to enter the West Midlands Flower Show if it's up and running, and also to enter Gutton in Bloom as well. And it might be nice actually to hear some of your ideas in the future of how maybe we could all get involved in that. What I would say, and I think the people that we support here will all say, that it is a fun and a rewarding place to work and to be. And even on the coldest days, it's still a lovely, lovely place to come. We're very, very lucky in the garden to have lots of animals. We're not a big farm, so we're not like Bottom, where you know you've got lots of cattle and things. We're more of a small holding, and we really try and get very involved with our animals. So it's not just about that we'll go and feed them or groom them or put some new hay in. We really like to interact with them as well. So we like to spend time sitting with them, talking to them, and just giving them some love, really. So we have a range of animals, which include things like chickens and ducks. We have 2 donkeys. We also have pigs and goats. So I know the piglets, I think they come from Oakland. So thank you for sharing those with us. And also we have things like guinea pigs, peacocks that are very naughty. And we also have our cat, Nutmeg. And Nutmeg the cat, she's lived here for many, many years. And she has got a brother, but I think he lives out in the wider community. So every day, like I said, we have to feed our animals, we have to clean them and groom them. And Peter leads that group, but we have a lot of people that go down there and give their time to working with the animals as well. And like I said earlier, we just feel so lucky to have our animals because they give so much love to us. In return, really, for the care that we give to them as well. They're very, very special. As you can see from the photographs, we've had them all since they were born, and they're all very big now. They're growing at a rapid speed. My favourite here are the piglets, but I think everybody's got their own favourite, really. What's your favourite animal, Em?
Oh, it is the pigs.
Oh, the black one is my favourite. He's just so beautiful. So we're going to tell you a little bit about some more of it about our animals. So first of all, our goats, we've got 3 of them, and they're Anglo-Nubian goats. So they've got very, very long, silky ear rolls, and they're called Erwin, Arlo, and I've put Erlo, Arwin, and Erlo again. It's not, sorry, it's Marlo. So Marlo, Erwin, and Arlo. A bit of a mouthful, but they are so, so friendly. We've actually got one of our occupational therapy students here as well today, who has just absolutely fallen in love with them. I think she wants to take them home with her. They're very, very playful, and they're very, very mischievous, and they just love a fuss. Sometimes a little bit too much, and you have to just push them down a little bit off you. and they just love food. So they'll just go crazy, and I think that they would eat food all day long. So we do have to be a little bit careful about what we feed them, because otherwise they would get bloated. And we did have one of them have a little bit of a cough, so we've just had to limit just what we're feeding them at the moment. But their favourite food by far are branches. We have to be a little bit careful what they take off the trees, because they can't eat everything. Some things are poisonous to them. But we make sure that they've always got the supply of branches, which we actually put in some tyres on the floor so they can go and forage and get their own food down as well. But they're lovely, lovely addition to the garden, they are. So I think we've got just a few more photographs of those as well. So here they are. They're very cute. And so they come and they lick you and nibble you. They've never bit us or anything. They're very friendly. And I think we've also got a little bit of a video to show you as well. With them this was actually taken this morning, so it's still a little bit snowy on the ground. And as you can see in the background, they've got their play equipment, the tyres there. That's what we put all of the branches in. And they're very lively this morning. They're usually like this on a morning when we arrive. And they actually live in the field with the donkeys as well. The field is actually quite big. But we do have to move them when they're eating, because otherwise we might have a little bit of a fight on our hands. So we have to go and put the donkeys down in one area of the field and keep them in the other. But they're so, so beautiful. So moving on, we've got our pigs. And the variety of pigs, they're called Cooney pigs. And I know that you have Cooney pigs at other communities as well. They're a lovely, lovely breed. They're quite small in size. They're very, very friendly as well. And our three, we've got Zippy, which is the brown pig that you can see in the small picture being bottle fed down there. They're not small like that anymore. We've also got Ziggy as well. So he's the little black pig that you can see at the front there being petted. And we've the little pink pig at the back. She's called Moena. And Moena was actually, I think, the runt of the litter, so she's a lot smaller in size. She has got a bit funny eyes, so we have to make sure that they're always being checked regularly by the vets. But she's in good health. So she's called Moena, but she answers to Moo Moo. That's what we like to call her, and off she comes running over to us. Now, our pigs have got their own very, very unique personalities, just like all of us. They're all very, very different. Some of them, they're very funny, very charismatic. They love to play with people. So, in fact, again, our occupational therapy lady, she met them for the first time today, and again has fallen in love with them. They're really, really funny, beautiful animals to be with, and they just love being around people. They do really funny things, like if you tickle their bellies, they roll over. And they've done that right since they were just tiny piglets. And even now, when they're big, they still do that. I think they know our voices as well, because when we get here on a morning, we shout them, and straight away they come running over and they'll jump up at the gates. And just between us, we've actually had them in the tea room in the past with us, sitting by the fire. So they love food as well. They go crazy for food. So we feed them pig pellets. But also as well, Keith has been making them some homemade bread, and that's got things like lots of herbs in, so like things like cumin and coriander. We put carrots in there and root vegetables. So that we really do spoil our pigs at this garden. So also as well, they love carrots as well. But they can't eat anything with salt in. We don't give them anything salty, and we don't give them anything with any sugar in either. So when people have come to give them a little snack, we've said no, not to give them that. And we also don't give them any meat products either. So our pigs are vegetarian here at the garden. So here we've got another cute little picture next that you can see of the piglets. So there's little Moena, and as you can see, she's a tiny little pig. These pictures were taken today, so she hasn't grown very much. And there is Ziggy with his smiley face, and he's such a happy pig. We love him. He loves to come and have a selfie with us as well. So I think we've pretty much all got him as our phone saver as well. He's just lovely. So we do hope you might be able to come and see us in future and meet them. And here's me. This was this morning playing with the pigs. Like I say, you only have to rub his belly for just a minute. Whoop, there he goes. He flops straight over. I want to take him home with me. I just think he's lovely. Right then, what other animals have we got? It's all about the pigs here today. So we've also got some donkeys as well. We're very lucky to have our 2 donkeys, and they're actually mother and son. And we've had Teddy since he was just a couple of weeks old. So they're both called, the mother is Annabelle, and we've got her son Teddy as well. Annabelle, she's a little bit more quieter, a little bit more subdued. But then Teddy, he's very, very playful, and he likes to run up and down the paddock. He rolls about on his belly, and we were a little bit worried that he might not like this cold weather, but he seems to have really, he's just taken to it. So you can see one of the ladies here in the picture, and she's lovely with our donkeys, and they're very friendly as well. They also love food as well, and again, I think if you were to leave some food by them, they would just eat and eat and eat all day long. But their favourite food is carrots. We give them several meals a day, and then they do have a few snacks of mainly things like vegetables. But again, we don't give them anything that's high in sugar or high in salt. Yeah. So here's a picture of our 2 donkeys, and this is not usually what they eat out of, but they just happened to eat out of the wheelbarrow when we took it over there this morning. So this hay there was destined for down in, sorry, the straw there was destined for down in their stable, but they got us on the way down there. So, okay, and there they are again. You can see they look a little bit sad today. It's because it's been such a wet and windy day outside. We've had quite a bit of snow here in Stourbridge as well. So I think we've got a little video of the donkeys as well. There they are. But as you can see, they're so friendly. They will just take the food from your hand as well. They do take quite a lot of work, but they are wonderful. And here's just a few more of the animals that we've got at the garden. So we've got our chickens and our ducks. And again, we've had these since they were born. I think we had our chickens at a day old. And our chickens are actually getting a little bit old now, and we will be replacing some of them in the next couple of months as it gets a little bit warmer. We won't be getting rid of the chickens we've got. We'll still keep them anyway. We let all of our animals here live out their life. But yeah, we will be replacing those soon. And also the 2 white ducks there as well. Again, we've had them since they were tiny babies. And in fact, you used to be able to put them in your hand. So you can see now just how much they've grown. They're still very, very loving, and you can pick them up and give them a hug. We've had a few problems with the birds the last couple of weeks, because I'm not sure if any of you know in your own communities about the avian bird flu. So we've had to put a netting over all of our birds. So whereas they've had quite a lot of space to roam around before, we've had to just limit the size now. So they've still got enough room that meets all of our legal requirements and whatnot, but they just haven't got quite as much space as what they did have at the minute. Also as well, in the last week or 2, because of the heavy snow we've had, all of our cages collapsed. So we've all been over here in the snow rebuilding them, and that's all done now. But I'm hoping the time will come when they are also out of lockdown and that they can go and have a fly about again. So it's just a little bit of a clip from one of our ducks, and again, this was taken earlier on today. Right then, so that's a little bit about our animals. As you can see, we totally love them here. They're a great addition to us. But also the garden, what's growing. And this is where I'm going to hand over to Emma, because Emma knows a lot more about what's going on in the actual garden in the way of growing at the moment. So I'm going to pass over to Emma, and I'll have a sip of my tea.
So in the pictures, on the top left-hand side, you can see that the fields looking lush and green, and that was last summer during lockdown. And we did achieve quite a lot during lockdown, although we only had 3 people from our Ashfield house that came down to help. They're adjoined to our land, and they're a residential house in their own right. And so we achieved quite a lot, and I'm really chuffed to show you that picture. There are tomatoes on there, there's some celeriac in there. In the background, I'm not sure if you can see the wooden roundhouse. That's what Jenny talked about earlier. In the bottom picture, the bottom left-hand corner, we've got some carrots there and some parsnips in the bed. And the picture in the middle of the slide is an example of our shop that's outside our driveway. We're on a small lane tucked away, so we were hoping that the bright signage would attract people and come along and buy our produce. So during the last year, we've had a variety of things from beetroot, lettuce, celeriac, runner beans, French beans.
And we also
Squashes.
have things like honey,
Oh,
and
yes.
jams.
Organic honey, jams. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of soft fruit here, raspberries, blackberries, gooseberries. So we do make jams with those, or pies. And as Jenny mentioned, we've got the orchard with all the apples as well. I did grow last year. Every year I try to do something a bit different. I'm not sure if you can see on the picture, there's a purple vegetable and it's called kohlrabi. It's a bit like a Swede as such, and it's very nice in soups. So I'm looking forward to try to do something a bit different this year as well with the clients, so they can learn something new, as well as the standard vegetables that you can buy in the shop. Just try and do something a little bit different. If we move on to the next slide. Oh, yeah, sorry, Jen.
Also, as well as our little shop that we've got out in front there that Emma's just talked about, we've also got another shop as well, which is only a small area. But one of the plans for this year is we want to get that shop up and running. We'd like to get lots of our crafts in there, obviously the things that Emma and the guys here grow. But we'd all, really want to get the shop really thriving this year. But we've got lots, like I said earlier, loads of future plans coming up, and ways that we think maybe you could get involved as well at your own community. One of the things that we have got planned this year, and it's quite exciting, is that we want to build a stage at the garden where we can host events from. Hopefully this will bring a lot new people into the garden, as well as being able to provide an area for our own community where we can do all of our cultural events that we've always done, but we've always just performed on the grass. So it'll be really lovely to have a nice stage area. And things maybe that you could help us get involved with. I think maybe from some of the sessions that I've done during the first lockdown, with making things like our pop bottle creatures, which we started, but then it never really kind of went anywhere at the time because of the lockdown happened. So I'm really keen to start a little bit of a recycle garden here within the garden. It'll only be a fairly small area, but what I have been doing is putting some of these things that we made last year around the garden. And I would love it if maybe some of your communities could get involved in making this kind of thing as well. So here's a little pig that I did as well, and it's just made out of a pop bottle. Okay, and we would like to maybe have one or two, a couple of things from each community to put into our own garden to represent that we are one big community and that we are all together. So I've put here about making recycled items for our garden. And I think probably the best way for you to get involved with that is if you've got some ideas of what you would like to make, and maybe speak to your co-production lead in your own community about sending these things over to us, if there's a way that I can collect them somehow. Another way you can support us would be to come and visit us in the future when we're back up and running, and hopefully when the stage is built and the lockdown does come to an end, that we'll be able to do things like community forums over here at the gardens. So it'd be really lovely to welcome you all over here as and when the time comes. It'd be lovely for you to share your gardening ideas and your garden stories with us. Both myself and Em, we love to see what people make in their own homes. And if you've got anything that you've been growing, so like windowsill salads, anything like that, we would love to see those kind of things.
Yeah.
So if you want to send us some pictures, we can set, let your communities know our links, how to get in touch with us. But also remember to share your stories and your garden projects on CBT Connect as well. That would be really great. And we'd love it if you could follow us as well on future Zoom sessions, where we really hope to be able to get outside, show you the land, and where you can really meet the animals, and also where you can see your creatures actually in the garden as well. That would be wonderful too. So I think if we've got time, Emma wants to play a quick game, and it's can you guess the flower? So I think with this it might be better maybe if we unmuted. So, and then maybe if somebody was to put their hand up or use their little live reaction button if you've got the answer. So does anybody know what this flower might be?
Yeah, is everyone able to unmute themselves, or Adam, are you able to unmute people?
Here we go.
I want to thank you, Janina and Kelly and Gemma, and
so how do you want us to do, sorry Gemma, how do you want us to do this quiz? Do you want people to shout out, or do you want people to put their hands up or wave if they know the answer?
How's about if Emma says a couple of clues about what each flower is, and you already unmute, but then you put your reaction. So put your hand up and we'll come to you, and then we can unmute yourself. Okay. So I know Gemma's put her hand up here.
So if you know the answer, so if you know the answer, put your hand up and then we'll come to you and ask you. You haven't been asked a question yet, Gemma.
Well,
Bill, shall I put it back on mute to that question?
Yeah, so everybody pop yourself back on mute, but then if Emma's going to say a few clues about each flower, and we've got just about 3 or 4 of them, and then if you know the answer, then press the reaction button or pop your hand up, because we can't actually see everybody who's on the screen at the minute. Maybe if you see somebody, can you shout out as well?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. So if you can do that for us, Adam, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Jenny, hiya.
Hello, Gemma. Hi, Gemma. So this first flower that you can see, the bright orange with the yellow edges,
Yeah.
it does sometimes come in an all yellow colour, a red colour, or as you can see, quite a bright orange.
Does anybody know what that flower might be? And I'll give you a bit of a clue. It's not out just yet. It's not a springtime flower, it's a summer flower. And you could also, another thing, you can also eat them as well.
I'm saying muted.
Does anyone know the answer?
The answer, no.
No.
No? Oh, no, fun.
No.
You can actually put these in your beds at home if you've got a little area at home. You could put them into small pots as well, so they grow quite small and brighten up a little area.
So I've made lovely like flower garlands out of these in the past as well. So should we tell you this first one?
This is a marigold.
It is, it's a marigold. So it's, maybe as well, it's not quite easy to see what it is because it's sort of picture of that as well. A nice springtime flower.
No, you're not in bed.
Does anybody know this one? Oh, sorry, it's not on yet. We've got it on our screen here, but not on the main screen.
What's that? What did you want? Sorry?
The next flower, Phil.
The next one. There you go.
That's it. Does anybody know what this one is?
I think Vicky knows. Vicky, do you want to have a go?
Tulips.
Yay!
Tulips.
Well done. So we see that there's 150 types, different species of them. They come in a massive variety of colours. And most commonly they're known for coming from Holland, but they do grow also.
I don't know.
As well, and they're one of our first springtime flowers. So we've got just the one as well. So what's this one?
What just then?
Snowbell.
No bells.
Nearly.
Who said that?
That's it. Yes, one of my favourites at springtime. They're lovely when they
Oh,
together in a
yeah.
large patch.
Good.
You know, spring's on the way then.
From,
And I think we've got just one more left as well. And this one's a little bit more difficult, this one. So we put some clues here. So they're very hardy. They're very, very easy to grow. We've got lots of them growing here in the garden. And we've got over 6 acres.
Hey, somebody in your tea room was shouting the answer then, I think.
Oh, okay.
Was it? Somebody's got their hand up in the tea room. I'm sure that's on Christine's camera. Whoever's on.
What? They've had the favourite hat.
Cauliflower.
No, you can't eat this one.
Can I have a go?
He's a good guess.
Oh, God. Go on then, Phil.
Should we tell him?
Let me guess. Let me guess. Please let me have a go. Aloe vera.
Aloe vera. Wow.
No.
Phil, that's one.
Where did Phil? You just completely
I thought the sun protection was the clue.
No, it's in the same type of family. So we'll give you half a point, Phil. Yeah.
What was the answer? We didn't hear you.
It can be called 2 different things, either an alpine or a succulent. They will grow inside as well as outside. So some people will put them in a terrarium, which is like a glass dome, and they'll put pebbles in the bottom. I think they were quite a designer thing in the 70s.
People have them in these hanging terrariums as well. So we might show you how to make those in a few weeks' time.
We missed the answer. What was the answer?
A succulent. Yeah. Alpine.
Succulent's not a type of plant. Succulent, that's when you bite into an orange and it runs down your chin. Ooh, that was succulent. Not a plant.
Don't eat this one, Phil.
In a few weeks' time, we're going to do a whole session just on succulents.
If a succulent's a plant, I'll eat my hat. It's a cactus. It's a cactus.
It's like a cactus.
No, it's not like a cactus. It is a cactus. Sandra and Michelle, you get around there and tell them that they're cheating. I was right.
I'm not saying a word, Phil.
We just want you to test your knowledge.
Alex Longley, you tell them I was right. Vicky, tell them I was right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phil, you're wrong.
You tell him. Should we move on?
Oh, I think we should move on. I think we need to move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
A little bit of a recap. We have a quick true or false game now. See if you've been listening, if you've been paying attention. Turn us off with all of the succulents.
Somebody's been rowdy. Jenny, hang on. Somebody's been rowdy. We've got to tell them off. Who's that? Officer Dibbles on the case. Who's been rowdy?
Is that tea
Not
room?
me.
I think it was the tea room again. I think they've
I
muted
think
them.
so.
I put them on mute.
Thank you, Adam. Adam's on the hot fingers for us. They were just being too rowdy and we couldn't hear you.
That's it. So, true or false? Up for true? Down for false? Okay, so we have got 6 pigs. True or false? What does everybody think? Show us your thumbs.
Alex Beaton, you wasn't even here for that part of the presentation. Jane, good on you, Jane. Jane at Martin House.
Oh, so no, it's false. Well done, Sandra. Who else? On my screen. So yeah, it's false. So we've only got 3
Thanks.
pigs,
Yes.
Ziggy and Rowena, or also known as Moo. Okay. Do you want to read the next one?
Yep. Our garden is 50 acres in size. Is that true or
True.
false?
Yes. True. That's a good one.
50 acres is quite
50.
Not false.
false. That's right. It is
Yeah,
false. So
false.
our garden is only 5 acres in size. Yeah.
Sorry, F.
Well done. I think everybody's been listening well. We offer a range of activities, including cooking, animal care, pottery, gardening. Is that true or is that false? What do we think?
Oh, come on, Adam, you got to get off the fence.
Come
Yes or
on.
no?
So, well done, everybody. It's true. We do loads of things in the garden and we're going to be doing a lot more over here.
Alex Beaton shows you, if you turn up on time, you'll be able to answer the questions right.
Stop me.
Hi guys, next question. We have lots of volunteers who help us at the gardens. Is that true or false? Well done, Adam.
Well done, everyone. In the room, team room, yay. Oh, I'm not sure the ladies at the bottom now. Well done, everybody. So like I said, we have lots and lots of volunteers and they're all so valuable to us with the help that they give to us. It's all about helping one another, isn't it? And the last one, we sell things in our little shop. Is that true or is it false?
True.
So it is true, we do sell things. We haven't got much in our little shop at the minute, but we will have, and it'll be a lovely shop.
That's a good one.
We do. So I hope we've told you a little bit about Ashfield Gardens and about what we do here. And I'm really hoping you might be able to join us on our next session, where I think we might make some succulents in jars.
Oh, hey Jenny, just a quick question. Hey,
Do you have any questions?
obviously, Jenny, we're obviously based out then. Are you in the north, east or northwest?
We're in the Midlands, Gemma. So yeah, we're in the West Midlands.
Yes.
Which community are you from?
Get somebody else to do it. Thank you. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to do.
But thank you for coming and having a look at our garden.
All right, thank you. I'll find it on the website and I'll see where you're based.
If you have a look on our
See where
website,
you are.
you can see exactly where they are. You should be able to tell by the accents.
Does anybody have questions for us?
Any other questions for Jenny or Emma?
No?
No.
If you can't think of anything at the moment, then you can always email us.
Well, hang on. There's a hand frantically waving in your ear. I think it's somebody wanting to know when you're going to go and put the kettle on, Jenny.
Oh, actually,
Go to your tea
in the
rooms.
tea room. So, Michelle, Sandra, and Andrew, do you want to quickly show us what you've been making today? Can you come up to the screen and show us what you've been doing?
Fine.
Because there's been a craft class going on while we've been here, and everybody's been quite busy making gifts for Halloween.
Wow.
Hold it up a bit, Michelle. Hold it up a bit.
I've been making love art to hang up on my door.
And how did you make that, Michelle? Can you remember what wire we used?
We used chicken wire,
And then you've used...
and then we put ribbon all the way around it, and we've done love art to hang up in it.
That's lovely, that is. It looks really pretty, that is, Michelle. What
Michelle,
else?
Michelle, is that for me?
Is that for you?
Yes.
If you want it, you can have it.
Oh, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't spoke to you for ages.
I'm sorry, Phil. That is just one of the best. That's one of the best things ever.
And she lives in a place called Ash.
Andrew, what a jumper. It's good to see you finally stop wearing your Christmas jumpers.
Big.
Yeah. I've also painted a love art today.
And
Oh, is that for me as well, Andrew?
Yeah.
Are you going to give it to somebody, Andrew?
Yes, I'll give it to my future wife, Karen.
Wow, well done, Andrew.
Well, that is beautiful. Oh, Andrew, you're such a smooth.
Oh no.
Thank you.
If I would dare, I'd make a love heart for my current wife, Emma, but
Oh, Sarah.
I can't.
I'm glad to see you in the tea room.
fantastic. Well, are there any other questions?
No.
No, I haven't.
Or
Sandra's just come in. Here you go.
hang on, Sandra. Sandra, I need to get you on spotlight. Hang on a minute, Sandra.
Sandra from Stourbridge.
She's already called me Philip twice.
Philip.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Alex.
Hang on.
Hiya, Gemma.
I'm Sandra.
Yeah, hi, Philip.
Sandra, I've got to
Hi,
find
Alex.
you. I can't find you on my screen at the moment. All I can, but
It's
you've
in a
gone black.
silver can. And we're just going to the daffodils. Andrew's added some to it.
Hello, right.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
So that's a daffodil in a tin can.
Yeah.
Is a daffodil a succulent or not?
A daffodil is a spring flower.
It is a spring flower. It's a beautiful spring flower.
You tell him.
It's Joy. I saw Joy and she.
Making recycled as well. So we've used things like tin cans and jam jars to be making our planters with as well. So you can go at that in your own homes too. Maybe then we could do a session or send some sheets out about how to make them as well. Thanks, Sandra. That looks lovely.
Thanks a lot, Jenny.
Get the test on.
Yeah, well, are there any other questions or anything at all for the lovely Gemma, the lovely Jenny and Emma? So I put Jenny and Emma into one name, and you're now called Gemma. So please respond quickly.
Yeah, Gemma, that's fine.
It's Alex that's got me doing this. He started doing words. I mean, who puts craft with afternoon tea and comes up with crafternoon tea?
I'm so glad, Phil, that you're not my
You tell him, Adam.
Right. Do we have any more questions? Any more? Because we're going to have to move
No, not very nice.
on to our next session.
Yeah, look forward to it.